What's the worst backhanded compliment you've ever received? At my college graduation, my aunt told me, "You're so lucky you're pretty, because you're definitely not book smart like your cousin Sarah." This happened right in front of my entire family at the graduation party my parents had thrown in our backyard. I had just graduated summa cum laude with a degree in biochemistry, but my aunt apparently missed that detail during the 3-hour ceremony where my name was called for multiple honors. "Sarah got into Harvard Law," she continued loudly, making sure everyone within a 10-foot radius could hear. "But don't worry, honey. Not everyone needs to be academic. You'll find a nice husband who can support you. That's what pretty girls do." My cousin Sarah was standing right there, looking absolutely mortified and trying to disappear behind her plate of potato salad. The whole family went silent. My mom's face turned red with anger. My dad set down his beer and started walking over. "Aunt Linda," I said sweetly, putting on my biggest pageant smile. "That's so interesting that you mentioned Sarah's acceptance to Harvard Law." "Yes, she's brilliant, unlike some people who just coast on their looks." Aunt Linda doubled down, completely oblivious to the death stares she was getting from literally everyone. "I always told my sister she should push you harder academically, but I guess some kids just aren't cut out for it." She gestured dismissively at my cap and gown like they were costume jewelry. "I mean, state school is fine for some people. Not everyone can be Ivy League material." "Well," I continued, still smiling while internally plotting her demise, "I'm actually starting Harvard Medical School in the fall. Same acceptance rate as the law school, but for some reason they prefer candidates with actual science backgrounds and research experience." Aunt Linda's face went completely blank. "What? Oh, and Sarah? She's starting as my roommate in Cambridge. We both got full scholarships. Funny how that works when you're book smart, right?" The entire family started laughing. My uncle quickly pulled out his phone and showed Aunt Linda my acceptance letter that he'd been bragging about on Facebook for months, along with photos from my research presentation at the National Biochemistry Conference. "Linda," my mom said with the biggest grin I'd ever seen, "maybe next time you should actually listen during the speeches instead of gossiping with your book club." She was valedictorian and gave the commencement address. Sarah jumped in, clearly enjoying watching her mother squirm. "Actually, she tutored me through organic chemistry for 2 years. I wouldn't have gotten into law school without her help. She's basically a genius. And she published research as an undergraduate," my dad added proudly. The admissions committee specifically mentioned her contributions to cancer research in their acceptance letter. Aunt Linda tried desperately to backtrack. "Well, I just meant, you're both smart and pretty. I was complimenting both qualities." "Thanks," I said, "but I'll stick with just being smart. Pretty fades, but my MCAT scores are permanent. Besides, I'm going to be too busy saving lives to worry about finding a husband to support me." The best part? 3 years later at my medical school graduation, Aunt Linda spent the entire party telling everyone how she always knew I was destined for greatness and how she encouraged my academic pursuits from the very beginning. She even tried to take credit for my success, claiming she motivated me with tough love. Sarah and I just exchanged looks and let her live in her revisionist history. Some people have selective memory when it comes to their own stupidity, but the internet is forever, and my uncle still has that Facebook post where he called her out for her comments.